Where
Yeah,
would it have to break on the upside for you to change or to change to a more bullish uh bias?
mm,
Like you think maybe this 20,400 area or maybe the 22.
first of all, this may already be an engulf up.
Yeah, exactly. Like if it breaks that,
this may already be one of course I have in consideration that this is kind of the extreme of this compression move.
yeah.
And in reality, we didn't really break it, but we did break this one, which is also a relevant high. In as a consequence of that, eventually there's no more orders in here to kind of keep holding price down in here. The way price actually moved away, as I mentioned, it looks like it has been spiked on the way down, everything, which, for example, we created this demand, price moved away, it's literally fresh. In this case, we created this demand, this supply it has been taken, this supply has been taken, this supply may have been kind of taken in there, and this is the fresh one, which is now being respected. Right, so everything in here looks like it has been compressed. Eventually, when price breaks through, not really sure if it's going to still hold. It's going to continue to hold price in there.
Wait, what makes you say that that supply has been taken?
Like,
I'm looking. Hold on, let me just look at this.
Yeah, like in here, maybe like between this,
I'm looking at
this and that one. By taking his price already went up, it touched it and it moved down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of usually what I mentioned. Like we have kind of maybe supply level, price like it goes, it creates the supply. Like, okay, this supply that I draw is, okay, 1 second. Price goes up and creates the supply in here. It's just called
I just need to think about it more in terms of type of rectangular spaces rather than like closing candles, because it did go up, right? But it didn't go all the way up to, for example, like where
to the extreme.
Yeah, to the extreme.
Yeah, sometimes it's like it touched the base of this, and now maybe if I actually want to go deeper, if I can do 1 hour, it looks like it has been taken, and now that's when maybe you need to start going a little bit into more low time frame to start seeing, okay, what about if there's any more significant supply on the lower time frame that is still fresh. And what you can see, so this is what the touch on the hourly, and you can see that we had this one on the 15, and it has been touched as well by this week, right?
Yeah.
And something like that. So if you want, you can start investigating it into lower and lower time frame until you get to 1 minute, and you can see every single supply in there. Of course, then for me, the higher time frame supply, it's going to be a little bit more important than any lower time frame. And then, yeah, like a 1 hour supply.
I need to work on my drawing of rectangles.
How to draw it?
Yeah, that would be something cool. Maybe not for right now, but for another webinar.
Yeah, I can maybe do that on Monday. It's going to be a little bit subjective. The way I like to do it. I like to catch the wicks for sure. And for example, this one, the base of this one with this one, and you can see how price kind of goes there. I love the wicks. Sometimes if, for example, this is the 15 minutes, right? Maybe I'll catch the high, I'll catch the base of this one, and I'll do it. For sure, if I'm about to draw it on 1 hour, by looking at the 15 minutes chart on 1 hour, most likely is going to maybe even catch the bottom of this low. And maybe out this, it's going to be the supply on the 1 hour. You can even try to see, where were we? Somewhere in there. Yeah, maybe you still have that week on the daily, on the 1 hour, which is kind of the.
You have the top of the top wick, but you don't have the bottom wick. You're saying. Like it's
I can catch the bottom as well. Usually, like 100% for sure, I could do something like this, just to catch this week on the
right
on the hourly, I have wicks. So that for me, I just have them. On the other hand, I think I did already kind of one webinar like that, which is within the demand zone or supply, and there are two levels that usually, 2 or 3 levels that maybe price usually can react from on that within this supply level, which is the base of it. 1 second. Which is the base of it. Which this base, let's pretend that this is a 1 hour supply, the green one. The base, maybe on the 15 minutes, what it's going to look like is going to look like maybe a level of support, because it's maybe price that touch this level like 2 times, then it creates that supply at the top, and now it breaks. So on the white drawing, let's pretend it's a 15 minutes or 5 minutes time frame, and then we have this green rectangle which is visible on 1 hour. So, and usually by reacting from the base, which is kind of maybe the base of this week, that's what you see on 1 hour. It can have some kind of, this looks like a support zone, right? On these 5 minutes, correct? Because you have this double touch. So this is a natural zone that eventually price in the future is going to react from. So this is one of the levels. That's why paying attention to the base of the levels, it's quite nice, because more often than not, you're going to see price having some reaction from there. Now another zone that now price will eventually react.
The bottom of the wick, right?
Yeah, the bottom of the wick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another you see another zone that usually price going to react to, it's exactly that, right? The supply level, which most likely is this one. So this is maybe the supply created within. So we have this green supply, which is a 1 hour time frame, and then we have this red supply, which is based on this 5 or 15 minutes time frame that it's the white drawing. And this is another zone where usually price goes to and reacts from. And then there's maybe let's call it 1 minute small supply in here that I didn't even draw this one on purpose, but we can see it sometimes. And this one also can have some reaction because it's actually the moment where it is the small supply visible on 1 minute or even like seconds chart where that actually managed to break these walls, which is also important. And sometimes this small supply is indeed aligned with this double low that we have in here with the support resistance zone. So sometimes this level is actually at the same horizontal line with the previous one. And those are normal zones that we could see price reacting from. And if my favorite zones then become like this. So after you break this, price can easily just go there and continue down. That will be one zone. Price can just do this as well. And maybe now leaves this on for the future, which is also something that happens. Touch the supply, goes down, now reacts from this previous level, and now goes on. If price goes straight away in here, like for example, we have this white scenario right now. When price comes back, there is a possibility that within this high, now we have everything that had happened in here. Maybe have the same scenario in here created, right? Every high kind of leaves the same kind of scenario for the future. However, if we still have this one fresh, which is kind of the higher high created, there's a chance that eventually price can fake out this high and actually goes there. So it doesn't really react too much to the whatever zones are created now in here, whatever supply actually is going to fake out that level. So until we actually touch this level, there's always the scenario that price can go there, touch it, and reverse it. If by any chance, if price goes there and straight away touch it, now we don't really need to be concerned too much about price still going there again. We can start looking for entries a little bit further down. So yeah, so this is usually where price likes to bounce from. And something that also happens is exactly that. actually a touch from this level, from the base of it. And if you manage to break new lows after that, so if you manage to break these lows after touching this level, it actually gives a little bit more strength to the idea that this level, this extreme in here is going to actually work. So that this level actually is going to work, and we're just going to fake out this high, and then this one's going to work. If by any chance price reacts in here, but doesn't really break the lows that where price is coming from, and just continues to move up, more often than not, this level is not exactly going to be respected. Price eventually is just going to break and continue to go higher. So yeah, you have it something like that. Now in terms of rectangles, yeah, maybe catching the low of it, maybe the top, and so on and so forth. Yeah, and if you notice actually the way I draw it, which is exactly like that, lower time frame, you can go into, because now on the 5 minutes, you had that supply, right? But what it is as well is, again, we have this little, another color. We have kind of a double low again in here, right? Which kind of, it can work as well as a support resistance zone in here, right? And eventually everything's going to be almost based on support and resistance levels. Even within the supply levels, it's actually kind of based on it. And we have this little zone, and this is the pattern that I usually talk about, kind of the head and shoulders. And you see that happening more often than not, which is actually before the final drop. We're going to fake out this left shoulder, this high, and then you have the drop. And this becomes one of the most beautiful zones to look for trades. After we take this left shoulder, price goes up, goes down. And if you look for that, it's going to be one of your favorite levels to look for entries. It just holds price beautifully. All right, and then it starts creating that pattern that I always talk about. Yeah, can you see just how many times you can see it in here? You have this size, price fake out, supply. It creates now these ones in green. It creates this size in here. It fake out, it goes down. It turns. Where does it touch it? Exactly in there. Just goes down. We already have the confirmation here. The price wants to go down in there, and it just moves. But this small thingy, this small highs in here, go down, fake out, go down in here. Yeah, it's going to be one of your favorite entries in the future. If price doesn't spike in here, expect that in the future to be touched in there. But again, this is what I mean by price already taking the orders on the way down, because price already spiked in there. So it makes this one weaker for the future, and you can start looking for the next level. Yep, just the same thing in there. And that's how you keep going and going and going. Yeah, and this is exactly a type of move, that small move up down, this highs up down. It's often something that you see happening as price is moving down. Imagine that price, even yesterday move, maybe, when you see some momentum and price kind of respecting, or you have some kind of support in here, and price is really in a good momentum, and it's about to break this. Support resistance level, this support zone. Price more often than not may respect it initially, may respect a little bit more, eventually breaks it. And something that you see happening often, instead of being straight away the breakout setup, actually price will retrace a little bit. It's going to take these guys, and now it's going to break out. And it's exactly this kind of manipulation that then in the future, this level becomes a really good zone for price to react from in the future. Because then what's going to happen most likely is price will retrace from here. It's not going to take the orders. It's going to start creating a new zone in there. And in the future, be 1 hour later, 1 week later, 1 month later, regardless, this is exactly the zone that I'll be looking for a trade, which now is going to be alignment with this previous level of support resistance that was touched 1 or 2 times. We have that small manipulation, and you have these highs in here to be faked out in the future. Because this higher never got there. If this high goes there, that's it. The zone is been taken. If not, that's exactly what I look for the space between the zone and so on and so forth. And just for Tolu that is in here, and we've been talking about that small fake out, that's actually something that it happens is exactly this. Maybe this high, instead of just respecting this guy, it's actually going to just take it a little bit. It's still not going to touch that level, but you're actually going to create that small fake out being created. And there you go. That's how I look for. I look exactly just for this. That's everything I look for. This one can work as a target for the future. If you're wrong, the same way that it for sure is going to be looking for a sell. Just this one. If you are aware that this happens, this specific behavior happens. Now, anytime you're starting to notice that price is about to break a low, and maybe it's about to continue to go down, because many of you or many people are going to be stopped out with this level, because price is going to create something like this. It's going to go down. You're going to look for the trend continuation in here, place your stop loss just above this guy, and you're going to be faked out, and then price will just continue to go down. So if you are aware that more often than not, price actually does this, what you're going to start waiting for is exactly that small move up. And now you're going to take your trend continuation and carry on. So that's, if you're aware of this, you can even trade breakout setups, expecting price to move into the same direction, but being a little bit more patient and wait for that fake out. After that happens, just enjoy the ride and go down. Yeah. Did you guys got it? Was it too much?